Hello there, Marble Racing fans. Marble Champions is back. Are finally back with the next event of Marble Champions Season 1, Lunar Leap. You've probably already seen the lineups that we posted in our post section on YouTube. And actually, as you can see here, Marble fans are lined up to ask their favorite Marbles questions and get autographs from the famed Cat Eye and Snowball, two of our mascots for Marble League Season 1. Today is going to be a wild event with lots of points changes and lots of standing changes. Some teams desperately need their first points, like Ghosts of Halloween and the Ritzy Rollers, all the way at the back of the standings. Sub-Zero squad back there too. And some, like the Foresters, are just coasting out in the lead. And here are your lineups for today for each team. Lots of captains in the lineup. As you can see, full deck, Ghosts of Halloween decided to go with their trusty captains, while some, like the 60s and Sub-Zero squad, are going with the reserves. That's a big statement of trust from the manager. Here are the rules for Lunar Leap. Like a precision jump, where the marbles jump off of the trampoline and try to land as close to the bullseye as they can on the target. Let's see what each of these marbles can do as we get rolling. Here's your first athlete, Sleet from Sub-Zero Squad, and he misses the trampoline on the first jump of the day. Not a good look for the reserve. I'm sure that's not what he wanted to do. But the manager putting his trust in him to get them some points. Let's see what he can do. Ooh! And there's where that trust pays off. Sleet gets a yellow ring on his second jump. 8 points for the reserve. That is great for him. Sleet now gets a solid points total there. 9 points in total. That is a high bar for the other marbles to compete against. Now up Quasar for the home team. Home fans are going wild. Solid for his first jump. Gets a 1 point off of the large red ring. See what he can do in his second jump. Quasar taking over for Cosmo, the captain, who has competed in most of the events. Manager probably wants to give him a break. That was a decent jump from Quasar. Barely off of the target. Referee calls it a 0. Quasar shaking his head like, that's not gonna do it. I need to do more. Let's see what else he can do. Nice jump from Quasar there. Looked like a 2, and it was a 2. That's a 3 points total for his team. That's great in these early stages. Now Lap is up. Decent first jump, but he barely misses the target. Scores 0 points on his first jump. It's crazy to me that Sleet can miss the trampoline and score the same points as Lapis, who misses the target barely. And actually, Lapis gets a good jump there. 2 points for him, landing on the blue ring. Now, for his third jump, looked decent. Did he get a 1? No, he didn't. Navy fans are upset about that call. They thought that was a 1. So did I, actually. Referee calls it a 0. Maybe he can see something we can't. Astral up for captain of the Spirit Orbs. See what he can do for a team desperately needing points. 0 points is not what you want to do on your first jump. Manager definitely expecting more from the captain, Astral. Gets a solid point on his second jump. At least looked like it. Yep, it is 1 point. Good for Astral. If he can get some more points, Spirit Orbs will be in a pretty good place in the standings. That looked like 2 points to me. Ooh, but it's a 0. Interesting call from the referee. But Astral winds up with only 1 point. He looked very upset with himself. Now Ghost. Oh! That's a great jump from Ghost for Ghosts of Halloween, a struggling team. They get 8 points off of their first jump. Great from the captain. They desperately need points like that. 1 point solid off of the large red ring. Let's see what else Ghost can do to propel him up through the standings. He's taken the lead now, and he solidifies the lead with another 1 point. He is 1 point ahead of Sleet, 10 points compared to 9. Now Hazard is up for the Guardian Angels, and actually he falls off the trampoline, but it looks like he just hit the edge really hard. That has gotta hurt. Ouch. There's Hazard's second jump. Gets 0 points again. Barely misses the edge of the target. See what he can do on his third jump. That looks solid. Gets 2 points square for the Guardian Angels. Another struggling team. Although they are in second place currently. Jazzy misses the trampoline entirely. Just like Sleet. Lands on the ground. Scores 0 points. That is not good for the turntables. Jazzy, the captain, obviously wanting to do better than that, so let's see what he can do. Ooh, gets a good second jump. Nice from him, gets 1 point off of that. If he can get some more points, he can lock them in at the top of the standings. Let's see. That looked like another... Oh, it was 2 points. 3 points from Jazzy, the captain. Not great, but the turntables will take it. Wave up for the Aquasonics now. 2 points. Wave, the Aquasonics star member by a lot so far. Ocean, the captain, has been struggling, and Wave has taken over in scoring points. Did great last event. Looking for another good performance from him. The manager is. Ooh, final jump. Wave ricochets off the edge of the trampoline. Just like Hazard. That has gotta hurt. But locks in a good score of 3. Now we have Stella up. Reserve for the Shooting Stars. Scores 1 on her first jump. That is pretty good. Stella, second jump. 2 points. Shooting Stars, also a team that really need points. Good jump from Stella to lock in another 1 point. 4 points from Stella. Good score. Pink now up. Reserve for the 60s. That looks like a good jump. 2 points for Pink from her first jump. Pink and Tie-Dye, dynamic duo for the 60s this year. Pink, 1 point for her second jump. 3 points so far, solid total. Let's see what she can do on her third. That looks like another point to me. And it was just on the edge of the ring. Scores another point for the 60s. 4 points in total. Now money up for the Ritzy Rollers, who are in the back of the standings. And 0 is not what you want for money for a struggling team. Let's see if he can pull this back. Gets 2 points on his second jump. Decent for money. Ritzy Rollers fans feeling hope at Money's good performance. Ooh, that looked like a 1. Oh, but he barely missed it, and that's a 0. And actually, the referee has changed his call. He says the first one was 1 point. So Money locking in 1 point total. Not good for the Ritzy Rollers, and the Ritzy Rollers fans are very upset. Now we have Discord up for Chaotic Revenge, who have been doing pretty well since Anarchy's performance last event. Scores 2. Great for Discord. Let's see if he can add on to that performance. Jumps. That looked like good to me. Another 2. 4 points for Discord. Up there in the middle of the pack with Stella. Now Noodles on, captain of Instant Ramen. Another struggling team. Scores 1 point on his first one. Instant Ramen Ghosts of Halloween. 0 points along with the Ritzy Rollers and Sub-Zero Squad. They definitely need points in this event if they want to catch up. Noodles for his third jump. 2 points. That's a solid score from him. 3 points in total. Now Grove. Forster's leading right now. Ooh, he misses the target. Let's see what else he can do. And that was a great jump from Grove, and he gets a bullseye. 10 points for Grove off of his second jump. And it looks like he will win this event. 11 points, takes the lead. Spade needs to take this seriously. 2 points. If he can get 10 points here, he can take the lead. That's another 1 point. Now he only needs 8 points to tie it up, and then we'll have to go to an extra round. Ooh, 0 points. Not what Spade wanted to do. And that gives Grove his second win consecutively. Won the last event, now wins this event. That is crazy from the Foresters. And they only extend their lead. Now they are over 50 points. Ghost of Halloween getting a much-needed second place. And Sleet from Sub-Zero Squad also getting a decent finish in third. That's good for those two teams who were both stuck at 0 points from the last event. And here are the results, full results, of Lunar Leap. Money finishing last for the Ritzy Rollers. Not what you want to see for a struggling team. Some also pretty mediocre finishes from some other struggling teams in there. Foresters leading the pack in the overalls with 51 points. 60's close behind with 25. Aquasonics taking up third with 23 points. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon.